I think it's important that we discover our voice, do what you must do with what you have right now.
Introduce yourself.
Right. My name is Philip, and I've been working for multinational companies for quite a while now, and mainly in the fast-moving consumer goods industry.
What brought you to Dubai?
Well, work essentially. I relocated from Amsterdam to Dubai in 2014 to work for Imperial Brands. They're the makers of Davidoff cigars and cigarettes.
What has been your experience so far in Dubai?
Great. I think the last 3.5, 4 years has been truly fabulous. The sun, certainly, coming from a cold country, is certainly refreshing. Um, Diversity of nationalities here, that's really great. And of course, the infrastructure here is fantastic. The quality of life is exceptionally good, so it's been great. My family loves it here.
What were you doing before coming to UAE?
Oh, first I'm Nigerian, so obviously I lived in Nigeria. And then I moved on to Côte d'Ivoire, which is another West African country. I lived a bit in Ghana, then I moved on to the UK, and of course the Netherlands, before eventually coming down to Dubai, the Middle East. But I've traveled quite a bit. Far-flung places like I've been to Moscow, South Korea, and Hong Kong. So, and even I think, yes, Mexico too. I've been there, for work, yeah. So I've seen a bit of the world.
What do you do professionally?
Well, professionally speaking, it's marketing, but marketing is a very diverse field. So within marketing, there are very specialist areas. There's what's market research, or what you call marketing insight, intelligence, certainly that bit. I've done a lot of work in there. There's sales, which is broken down into not only selling, but trade marketing. There's also business strategy, marketing strategy development, and there's also brand marketing. So these areas I've mentioned are the areas I've more or less had a lot of experience building brands, getting consumer intelligence, customer intelligence, doing a lot of business planning with different people, distributor management, and things like that, yes.
What has been your experience so far in the slow economy?
I think it's difficult to be able to answer that because from 2014 up till, say, somewhere last year, I was actively working for Imperial Brands. So I would say the business for us was the usual dynamics. There were challenges around meeting sales target, managing your cost, budget cuts, and the usual thing. So it wasn't. There's something out of the ordinary. However, when you go on market visit, you talk with the distributor, or you walk down the road, you talk with the retailer, you get a sense of big changes happening, that the economy is going through some major shifts, things are slowing down. You hear rumors about companies laying off staff and restructuring. I mean, it started off with the banking industry. They started some heavy restructuring, which is continuously going on. So those things, you pick that up, and obviously you know they will affect your sales, and they did. I think the biggest change we've seen since then is the introduction of taxation on cigarette, as well as the introduction of VAT. That increased the price of cigarette 100-fold, which meant our volumes went down. So to that extent, a big change happened towards the end of last year, and that has led to a lot of changes in the company too, and ultimately that has led to me moving out of the company and starting on my own.
What was the biggest change you noticed in this industry?
I think the biggest change is how technology and all the new touch points are developing rapidly. Social media and how social media is affecting everything business. So in the past, social media was for us to socialize and have fun, but it's changed dramatically. It's gone into the business world. People tend to now use social media actively for business. So if you're going to meet someone for the very first time, they're going to look you up and try and find out if you are first on LinkedIn, second on Facebook, what does Facebook say about you, what does Google say about you, and vice versa. So that's one thing. The second thing is artificial intelligence. Let's not face it, big changes are happening there, which is going to affect all of us. And I think the only thing I can say is all of us have to go back and relearn everything we thought we knew. I saw a quote, somebody once said that you have to learn how to unlearn the things you thought you knew. And that, I think, is, so all of us, we have to do this. And the pressure is enormous. It's not going to stop.
Tell us something about your new venture.
Well, Joshua House basically started off as being a consulting firm. I opened up Joshua House whilst I lived in Amsterdam. And at the time, it was during the recession, and consulting was going through big changes, and it was good fun doing it. So when I stopped it and took up employment and eventually moved to Dubai, and now that things have changed and I'm starting a venture of my own, I decided to re-establish or reopen Joshua House here in the UAE. This time around, the focus is not consulting per se. It's more marketing services, digital and e-commerce. The marketing services allows me to offer not only my experience and my knowledge and skill to small and medium-sized businesses that are looking for practical, hands-on way of growing their business, sales, or in terms of improving their systems internally, or in terms of marketing strategy. That can immediately have an impact on their sales and on their volume. Now, what makes us different from a lot of agencies, we will work with you all the way, even to the point of how you execute. So that's one of our, and then we are not looking at the big businesses, we're looking at the small, medium-sized businesses. That's our focus, nothing more than that. The second thing is how you leverage digital and e-commerce for scale. That's why we've added digital and e-commerce, because e-commerce is the next big thing. If it's not already the biggest thing, it's growing at a rapid rate. Your old type of retail outlets are going to die out with the way it's growing, and it's the next thing to happen. And we think we can offer a lot of important solutions to small and medium-sized business who need to have an e-commerce platform for them to survive.
You're a passionate Toastmaster. Tell us something about that.
Now, let me first start by telling you what Toastmasters is. Toastmasters is a public speaking platform which was set up by a gentleman called Ralph Smedley way back in the 1920s. And the whole big idea behind Toastmasters is it is there to enable ordinary people like you and I confront our fears of speaking in public, and once we're able to speak confidently in public, help us to develop our leadership ability. That's all. Now, it's a membership-driven type of program. Members support one another to develop their public speaking or their communication abilities, as well as their leadership ability. That's it. That's what it's all about.
How long have you been a Toastmaster?
I think over 7 years now.
You must have seen a lot of change happening since you joined Toastmasters.
Oh, certainly. And I think recently I shared an article with some friends of mine where I said, you don't notice the level of progress you make. It's not, but over a period of time, you suddenly wake up and see you've made huge progress, because they are subtle progression you make. So I give you an example. In the past, I wasn't conscious of how to maintain eye contact when talking to people. But with constant Toastmaster, practicing my communication before an audience, different types of audience, I have learned how to engage and maintain, what I would call conversational eye contact with people.
There are a lot of top CEOs and leaders coming to Toastmasters. Is that right?
Oh yes, oh yes. I mean, you have all types of people from entry level to owners of business, um, managing partners of big consulting firm, entrepreneurs, startup, even people in between jobs, stay-at-home moms, you name it. Um, the leveler for all of us is the common objective we have, which is to develop our communication abilities and our leadership abilities.
Do you have hobbies?
Apart from Toastmaster, I like actively sports. Up till February this year, I do like to run. So I've always participated in the 10K race in Dubai. So I've done the Nike 10K race, I've done the Standard Chartered Bank 10K race, I've done the ASICS 10K, 12K, 8K races. So I like to do that. That's good fun. So this year I did the Standard Chartered Bank 10K race in January, and that was good fun.
Your family is with you in Dubai?
Oh yes, my family is here with me.
And your children?
Yes, 2 girls.
Are they here?
Yes, they are. One is here and one is in the States.
So you're happy with your family here?
Oh, certainly. They like it. Although it can get a bit too hot. I guess it affects all of us, but yes, they like Dubai, certainly.
Do you have a message for the younger generation?
I think the one word I have is belief. You have to believe it is possible. If you don't believe it is possible, it's not going to happen. The starting point is belief, because once you believe it is possible, how you get there, the path will open for you. Because my coming to Dubai was not born out of any magic. I just have in my scrapbook countries I like to walk, and one of it was Dubai. And one day I looked at it and I said, how am I going to walk in Dubai? I can't remember whether it was a few months or a few weeks later, a friend sent me a message that would I like to walk in Dubai. So you have to believe it's possible. And then once you believe, time is the next thing you need to work with. Because you cannot plant a tree today and it becomes a tree today. It takes time. So the belief will allow you go through the sequence of time, and then ultimately your dream will come true. So whatever the field is, it's marketing or any other field, you have to have belief that the goals and the dream you have is possible. That's the only message I have.
Philip, it was nice talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.